And amid the desert landscape, we welcome you to Tempe, Arizona, inside Wells Fargo Arena. It's the opening round of the NIT. Arizona State, the Sun Devils, the #1 seed, taking on the Dolphins of Jacksonville. Back in the NIT for the second straight year, they are the 8th seed. For the right to take on Texas Tech, you just saw them beat Seton Hall. And Memphis, St. John's, Mississippi, Troy tomorrow night. Terry Gannon along with Stephen Bardo with you. Check out our Star Watch tonight. Derek Glasser, a guy who's rounding out his career at Arizona State. Ben Smith has already got a number of records at Jacksonville.
Yeah, Ben Smith, the player of the year preseason, Atlantic 10. Outstanding quickness at the point guard position. Derek Glasser having a great career, starting out as a walk-on at USC before coming to Arizona State.
Made himself into a player here at Arizona State. Glad you're with us here in Tempe. The NIT is all about mindset, Steve. And you take Arizona State, for example, they had a realistic chance of making the NCAA tournament. They didn't. So what are they thinking? Are they coming out ready to play? You know Jacksonville will be.
Yeah, Jacksonville, this is a national stage for them. Respect for their conference. Arizona State, only team in Arizona the last 25 years to be playing right now. A little pride on the line, trying to get to New York, get to the Big Apple.
Yeah, Arizona not playing right now. And don't you know, Sun Devils fans are reminding the Wildcats about that. Our starting lineups, we start out with Jacksonville tonight, playing on the road at Arizona State. Travis Kahn, Ben Smith, the all-time leader in steals, free throws, assists, games played, minutes, just about everything. Aaron Hardy, Will Alston, their tallest starter at 6'7", and Lehman Colbert, who's got over 1,400 points in his career. For Arizona State, they come in 22-10. They were 12-6, second in the Pac-10 this year. Ty Abbott, an all-conference performer, along with Glasser. Jamel McMillan, his dad, coaches the Blazers. Rahards Kuksic can shoot the three. And Eric Boateng, who started his career at Duke, now a senior grad student in Tempe. Daryl Bruce, Winston Neal, and Trevor Quinn, the officiating crew, on hand tonight. Jacksonville 19-12 and 14-6. They finished atop the standings in the Atlantic Sun in the regular season, but it was a four-way tie. And then beaten in the semis in the tournament by Mercer. And Arizona State beaten in the Pac-10 tournament by Stanford. So the Sun Devils control the opening tip, and we see a man-to-man defense from the Dolphins.
Anytime you see a team with players with mouthpieces in them, that typically means that you're going to have a war on your hands. Jacksonville coming ready to play.
Swinging around, and the three by Ty Abbott, the junior from Phoenix. First team All-Pac-10 performer, his 76th three of the year. And he shot the ball extremely well this year as opposed to last year. Two very different teams in terms of styles, David.
Jacksonville wants to get it up and down, pressure, use their quickness and their speed, where Arizona State wants to control tempo with that matchup zone and patient offense.
Alston goes to work inside. Nice little jump hook off the glass over Eric Boateng. Alston, the sophomore from Laurel, Maryland. Here's that pressure. Kuksic inside to Boateng from London. Spins along the baseline and draws the foul. First foul on Travis Kahn, who at 6'2" doesn't have much of a chance to guard him inside. Herb Sendek, a great run at NC State, now in his 4th year as the head coach of Arizona State, Pac-10 Coach of the Year. And I think year after year probably doesn't get the credit that he deserves nationally.
Yeah, because he's not a flashy guy, Terry. He doesn't toot his own horn. He just goes about his business. Solid program. And I tell you what, I'm not trying to down Arizona State, but 22 wins out of this group. When you lose 2 pros like James Harden and Jeff Pendergraft, that's a heck of a job.
Pretty good. Yep, and Cliff Warren in his 5th year now as the head coach at Jacksonville, already working the officials here tonight, but he knows all about Herb Sendek because he was an assistant at Georgia Tech for Paul Hewitt for 5 years. Also was at Siena for 3 years as an assistant coach.
And Cliff Warren done that outstanding job getting this Jacksonville program back to respectability, and now annually at the top of Atlantic Sun.
There's that zone defense that Herb Sendek has become known for. Kind of his calling card now, and playing it about 99% of the time these days.
Yeah, and it looks like Jacksonville trying to run some man-looking offense against it to get some movement. But now it's shot clock running down.
Shot clock at 3. Smith has to let it fly. Alston gives him a fresh 35. Spins, can't get the touch. Colbert working hard, and the foul on Arizona State. Now they're going to call jump ball on that, I believe. Possession error keeps it here. 19-12. And Mike Patrick, an alum of Jacksonville.
Good nugget there. Our own Mike Patrick, longtime play-by-play. And he's got to be proud right now.
Smith inside to Hardy, the left-hander, lets it fly from the top of the key and gets a deuce. Aaron Hardy, the junior from Birmingham, and again the pressure full court.
And Terry, you can see why this team has been successful. Coming out playing hard, they try to scramble the game up a little bit. They force the opposing team into quick shots, and then they try to take advantage.
Chris Edwards in off the bench, sophomore from Albany, Georgia, for Cliff Warren and the Dolphins. Played last year in the NIT. They lost to Florida in the opening round. They were 18-14 and 15-5 in the conference last year. Smith inside, tough shot.
Smith's not going to be able to bulldoze Ty Abbott in the paint. Abbott at about 205, solid guard.
Going to call the offensive foul on Arizona State on Boateng inside.
They talk about this young man might be the most improved player on their team. Eric Boateng has come a long way in terms of his development on the offensive end for Arizona State.
His parents from Ghana, grew up in London, was walking home from a soccer practice one day and was basically discovered because of his height. So why don't you go down, check out the game going on at the gym. He did, became a basketball player, and then came to St. Andrews in Delaware and eventually ended up at Duke for 1 year, transferred to Arizona State.
Tell you what, you get a guy that size and he's just walking around and you find that's a pretty good find.
Kucic's had it taken away by Hardy. Blocked that one with his elbow. Right in the pit of his elbow.
Hardy was the defensive player of the year last year in the Atlantic Sun, and his coach thinks he should have been this year as well.
Colbert with the miss. Here come the Sun Devils. Looking to run. Abbott tips it out to Kucic, who's from Riga, Latvia.
Well, I like the pace of this game. Both teams really coming out, playing extremely hard.
Boateng was held inside. And they're going to get Glenn Powell, the freshman from Deerfield Beach, Florida.
Aaron Hardy doesn't give up on the play. Comes from the weak side. Give me that. Not get it out of here. Give me that.
Might have been the easiest block of his career at this point.
Great effort, though, coming off the weak side.
Quick inbounds underneath. Looked like they were going to have an easy layup, but they guarded McMillan quickly. Out to Abbott, who buries a three. You know, last year, Ty Abbott in Pac-10 play was 8 of 59 behind the line. This year he's at now 77 threes.
That's it. That's hard work. That's confidence, Terry, but that's hard work. Getting enough shots in the offseason and smoothing that stroke out.
Taven Galvin lets one fly. He just came in off the bench over the backboard. It'll be Arizona State basketball. Galvin, the sophomore from Palm Coast, Florida. Jacksonville trying to break a number of strings tonight. I mentioned they're in the NIT for the second straight year. They haven't had a postseason win since 1974. They're in the NIT for the 6th time. They've lost 5 in a row in this tournament. Abbott threw it right past Boateng, who wasn't ready for it. First media timeout of the game.
A nice whip around pass by McMillan. Out to Ty Abbott with that much improved three.
Wednesdays and Fridays.
Celebrate the beginning of the season with the Tip-Off Marathon. 24 hours of nonstop basketball begins tonight at midnight on ESPN.
We check out the teams in the NIT, 8 of them which were ranked at some point this year.
That's an amazing statistic. Shows you the competitive nature of this year's NIT. And you go from Cincinnati, North Carolina, UConn. You're talking about some blue blood programs on that list.
Well, you see some clips from that game. They're playing at Carmichael, where they used to play years ago. I remember Dean would turn the heat up. It'd be about 110 in that place, especially the visitors' locker room.
Yeah, when you heard that today, you got goosebumps there.
Oh, almost got goosebumps with that. Hardy missed the dunk. It'll be Arizona State basketball. Yeah, there were some names that played in that, Jim. Man. Worthy, Perkins, Jordan.
Yeah, even before Jordan.
Cunningham, Billy Cunningham.
Man.
Good dish to Boateng from Jamel McMillan. Alston on the run. And the foul. Kucix hit the basket support hard. Foul go on him.
Arizona State doing the right thing against pressure, Terry. You have to make the team pay that's going to pressure you, but they failed to get back defensively. And Jacksonville's not going to quit. They're going to run. McMillan, a nice bounce pass, but then Jacksonville doesn't hesitate. Arizona State not getting back soon enough to stop Alston's attack.
Will Alston, just a 57% free throw shooter, buys the first. The danger in that, of course, is if you want to control tempo and play more of a half-court game, if you beat that pressure, go to score, it turns the tempo up.
It does turn the tempo up, but would you rather be able to score easy buckets and have to get back defensively, or would you want to break the pressure and then wait and try to get into your half-court set?
You'd rather do both well, but after a couple of trips when you don't get back, that's when Herb Sendek says, all right, don't go score.
Right. You see now they're in their half-court sets.
They leave Abbott wide open. That's too easy from the free throw line. It's 12-5.
Didn't he make all Pac-10 this year? So, like, scouting report, the one person that you
was overlooked.
One person you want to pay attention to is their leading scorer.
McMillan stepped on the line. It'll be Jacksonville basketball. And we were going down memory lane in Carolina. How about the guy in the building tonight who's part of that history? Artis Gilmore, back in 1970, finished runner-up to UCLA.
One of the strongest human beings to ever play the game of basketball. Some of his pictures and watching him play when I was younger, that's an intimidating man.
Man, remember that final, and Bob Lanier, St. Bonnet, they were scheduled to meet up. He got hurt in the previous game, but the man could get up a little bit too.
I'm telling you, I'm not sure. I got to check the record, but Bob Lanier might have one of those fake injuries. He didn't want to go up against the big fella.
Not one of the all-time greats.
No, I'm just.
Ben Smith with the jumper, and it's 12-8. Smith, a senior from Dublin, Georgia, and you talk to Cliff Warren about him, and his eyes light up in what he's meant to the program.
Yeah, he's been really something special. Tight-knit family, was under-recruited in high school, and visited the campus after winning the state championship, and Cliff Warren's players, his current players, told him, Coach, you need to sign this young man. And he's gone on to become one of the best players in program history.
Foul on Taven Galvin, sophomore from Palm Coast, Florida, his first. But Smith, record for steals, free throws, assists, games, minutes. Needs 10 points to get to number 2 on the all-time scoring list for Jacksonville tonight. Almost 2,000 points. Galvin hit the side of the backboard. Jaron Shipp, senior from LA, is on the floor now with the rebound.
Jacksonville is getting some opportunities, Terry. It looks like they're rushing their shots, however. Had a 3-on-2 advantage that time, but weren't able to convert.
Trent Lockett, a freshman from Minnetonka, Minnesota. And the whistle against Arizona State. You're going to call the foul, an offensive foul on Lockett.
Well, Lockett doing a good job of putting the ball on the deck, but that's where the jump stop comes in. Young players get in that paint area. Got to learn that jump stop. 2 feet, solid, vertical, pop straight up, shoot the jumper.
How much are college coaches teaching that today? There was a time when you learned that CYO ball, and certainly in high school, with all the AAU going on now, not sure how much you learn that way.
I agree with you, Terry, and it's unfortunate because we're seeing the effects of it on this level as well as the NBA.
Yeah, you got to teach that on this level. You're a little bit behind.
Yeah, I agree.
Russell Powell's in there now. The dish to Colbert, the offensive foul. We've seen a number of those already. Lehman Colbert with the offensive foul. Cliff Warren doesn't like it. Yep. A little push.
Yeah, it's a little bang inside. And you're not going to get away with that much right in front of the official.
Colbert's first and the team's fourth.
Well, if you're Cliff Warren, you've got to be pleased with the way your team has come out. we figured, Terry, they'd come out and play hard. This is a unique opportunity for them, not only being in the NIT and playing a team like Arizona State, but national television audience. And they're bringing it early.
Hardy trying to stop Abbott and give it off to Jaron Shipp, who gets in the lane, can't get the roll. Abbott, the offensive rebound, and a fresh 35. Jamel McMillan gives it off to Lockett. The big step in the lane to create space in the bucket.
Boy, Lockett is solid. Bill able to put his body on the defender and finish.
Powell the miss, Shipp the rebound. Here comes Abbott, and they don't come out to get him. Too late. Got to come out and guard him.
He shot that from the Sky Harbor Airport. That was long range. Ty Abbott. Well, sometimes there's a saying, when you study long, you study wrong. But Ty Abbott on spring break gets it done from deep. You talk about a guy who came out ready to play. Ty Abbott, recognizing that Jacksonville's going to scramble hard defensively. There will be some openings. And he's done a good job of finding.
Oh, good look from Colbert down to Galvin for the easy deuce as they doubled Lehman. You face this pressure all night, though. I think you're right. If you don't make them pay for it, you get them on their heels a little bit, it wears on you.
It does wear on you, and what happens is it demoralizes them to a point where after a while they're giving up open threes and attacks to the rim. You lose a little bit of sting in that bite.
Galvin the steal, good anticipation. Up to Colbert, Boateng in the air, and that's a big body in the air. 6'10", 257. And thrilled to be joined right now by one of the all-time greats, Artis Gilmore. And thanks for coming by. I got to tell you, as a Bulls fan growing up in Chicago, thank you for all the great moments back there.
Guys, thank you very much for having me. But certainly, there was another young guy that was able to elevate the Bulls and take them to another level. That was Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Jordan. We'll talk about Carol
yes, absolutely. We had fun. It was an extraordinary time during my era with the Chicago Bulls.
You still should have beaten the Blazers in '77 when they won the title. You were this close. You had them.
He's been talking about that all day.
Yes, we've had a chance to reflect on that, as well as the celebration of UCLA in 1970 when we competed for a national championship. So they celebrating 40 years of a championship, and we celebrating 40 years of runners-up. And then, of course, you talk about speaking in terms of that Blazer game. We had an opportunity. We had it.
Believe me, I went to bed crying on my pillow that night. I remember it like it was yesterday. How about the current program and Cliff Warren and where he has this program now?
Cliff has done, he's doing a terrific job recruiting and bringing in great guys. We have our athletic director, Alan Verlander, and of course, administration from the president down. Everybody has worked together and organize and reestablish this program at Jacksonville University.
You know, Artis, with you being so close and associated with the program, how do the players respond to you? Do they talk? Do they come and ask you questions, or do they ask you to come to practice, or do they ask for advice?
Every opportunity. They really respect me. They call me Mr. Gilmore. I told them before, that's my father's name. My name is Artis. So. But anyways, yes, they're very respectful. Young athletes, student athletes, and certainly I have not been directly involved with the practice and day-to-day activities, but certainly, you know, my responsibility is whenever there's asked, certainly I'm available to help and work with Coach Cliff Warren and the players.
Now they got the basket support fixed now, so play will resume. Artis, what about college basketball, the overall state of the college game right now? What do you think?
Well, I think it's in great shape. College basketball is different. Everybody looks towards the big league, the NBA, but basketball, it brings about something special, a special kind of natural part of it that everybody understands and accepts. It just sort of evolved a little bit. We're watching a different game from whenever we played, but certainly it's fun and enjoyable.
Artis, I got to ask you this. You were the strongest man to play the game, I believe. I think even stronger than Shaquille O'Neal. We saw a picture of you blocking a shot in a Final Four game, and your elbow was over the rim. Did you lift weights, or was it just ham hocks and greens? Give me the real on it.
A combination. Mostly the greens.
Look at that picture right there.
How about that shot right there?
Boy, they made that one up, right?
That's photoshopped? I don't believe that.
Great memories. Oh, absolutely. I had great elevation from the floor. I was able to lift my whole body up from a young body at that time.
All right. Second foul on Taven Galvin. Listen, I know you're doing the radio, so you got to go and get back on the other side. But not only do I want to thank you for coming by, but I'm starting the Hall of Fame campaign right here.
That's right.
Guys, thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate you for having me.
Artis Gilmore, one of the all-time greats, and part of that run for Jacksonville back in 1970 when he came up just short and lost to UCLA in that final game. 8-point lead for the Sun Devils here. Under 10 minutes to go in the first half. That may have been the biggest hand I've ever shaken.
Hey.
You shake hands with him, he just engulfs your hand.
And I was ready for him. I was squeezing his hard back as he was squeezing on us.
Travis Kahn works the sideline. In the wing, in the paint. Offensive rebound for Colbert, and taken away. Kuxis tips it. Glasser had it, now trapped in the corner. Taken away by Hardy. Dolphins working it, and Travis Kahn with the bucket underneath.
You said it best, Terry. They aren't working it. They pass the ball very well with one another, very unselfish, and they find themselves right in this game.
Glasser inside out to McMillan, halfway down and out. Jamel McMillan, whose daddy Nate is the head coach of the Blazers and who I shared a backcourt with back at NC State. He could play, that man.
Boy, 6'7", point guard ability, great defender, and got better as a pro.
Yep, he did. You're exactly right. Kahn in, out, back, in again. Travis Kahn, who shoots 36% beyond the arc, makes it a 3-point game. McMillan almost picked it up, double dribble. Taylor Rhodey kicking it out to Kuxis. And Hards Kuxis, the junior, with the miss. Kahn stops, pops, and feels it right now.
Hey, Terry, I love this contrast of styles. Jacksonville trying to make this 94 feet. Arizona State kind of getting sucked in here in the last couple minutes with some quick three-point shots. That's what you were talking about earlier.
And they were going down in the opening moments. Right now, they're not, and that's been the difference.
You like my ham hock and greens comment?
Yeah, that was good.
And he said it was about half and half, right?
Rhodey with the miss, and here come the Dolphins.
Look at them swing the basketball.
Hardy with the follow and the dunk. Timeout, Herb Sendek.
Terry, we're looking at a supremely conditioned ball club. These guys are all over with supreme effort, all-out effort on the court right now for Jacksonville.
You got their tempo, they have their pace, Jacksonville.
Well, you swing the ball to Lehman Colbert, but last year's defensive player of the game, Hardy, come with the dunk.
There's the quick three you talked about, and the rebound allows that break.
And then Travis Kahn, see, they're taking unorthodox shots, Terry. You don't necessarily expect Kahn to shoot that shot in that situation, so a little unpredictability, keeping Arizona State off balance a little bit defensively.
And what's the thing Herb Sendek told you this afternoon, the number one thing they had to do?
Be ready to play.
And in the opening moments, the threes were going down. Right now, it's Cliff Warren's club who's out hustling Arizona State.
And he also mentioned 42%.
Keep them off the glass.
Keep them off the glass. They get 42% of offensive rebounds off of their attempts. So relentless ball club on the offensive glass.
Look, backdoor to Lockett, the freshman high into the air. And they swing it. Kuxis with Galvin on him. Rhodey inside out. Abbott short. See, it's the same shot he was knocking down in the first 8 minutes.
And he got a hand in his face this time. He was shooting those practice jumpers early, so Jacksonville got the pace where they like it.
Alston, the free throw line jumper, offensive rebound.
And look how impressive Jacksonville is. Now watch when Smith gives the rock up, watch how fast they pass this basketball around the perimeter. They don't catch and stick. They look, and if they don't have anything, they swing it. They move the defense. Very impressive here in the first half.
Edwards got bumped, kicks it out to Galvin. Smith, a long three, hit the baseline, or Jacksonville would have had another offensive rebound. But the Dolphins, tops in the Atlantic Sun, trying to win on the road in front of one of their all-time greats tonight. 10-2 run by the Dolphins here and a 1-point lead. The 8 seed taking on the 1 seed as Arizona State is at home. Travis Cohn's been a big part of this run for Jacksonville. He's got 7 points in the game on 3 of 5 from the floor. Lockett goes to work, little pull-off jumper. That's pretty.
I like Lockett. He's been very aggressive offensively. You mentioned his build. He's only going to get bigger, but great legs on that young man, and his upper body, if it can match his lower body, he's going to be a heck of a player in the Pac-10.
Great high school team back in Minnetonka, Minnesota. Hopkins High School lost 4 games in his career last year.
Sounds like Blake Hoffhofer was on that high school basketball team.
Yes, sir. Whistle away from the ball. Aaron Hardy doing some work tonight. You mentioned he was the defensive player of the year last year in the conference.
Well, you look at, he's about 6'5", 6'6", extremely long arms, active. You see these type of athletes a lot more at an Atlantic Sun level than you would at a Pac-10 level. And so when you play against these guys, you think, okay, I've got a size advantage if you're Eric Boateng, but they're so quick and so athletic that they kind of throw you off with their quickness and aggressiveness.
Ty Abbott picking up his first foul. 5 fouls on each team. Travis Kohn looking for more, can't get it. Tipped out. Sun Devil basketball. Ruslan Pativ, freshman from Moscow, Russia, now on the floor for Arizona State. He got some size. He's a 7-footer.
Terry, we see it a lot in these type of games. The big men are neutralized because of the way Jacksonville's playing.
Can't get it across half court and get it to a big man.
See, right now you're looking at Jacksonville. They got basically 2-point guards on the floor with 3 forwards that can all swing outside and put it on the deck a little bit.
Colbert off the block. Fadeaway jump hook, no good. Now, Jacksonville, the way they started the season, had 5 straight losses, lost 7 of their first 8, but they were playing people like Florida State, Cal, South Carolina, Florida, had a tough early non-conference schedule, and then they started to win.
They get into conference play, and they play teams that are a lot like them, size-wise, athletically, and led by Ben Smith, able to get on the road.
I mentioned they hadn't won in the postseason since 1974. Lockett, the rebound for Arizona State. Haven't beaten a Pac-10 team since 1985 when they beat Washington.
That's a long time.
1-point lead for Arizona State here at home.
Entertaining first half so far. Jacksonville having Arizona State midway through the first half here kind of got them out of sync offensively.
Call's going to go against Jacksonville away from the ball. Travis Kohn, that's his 2nd. And the team's 6th. A man from Carnegie Mellon, Herb Sendek. And think about what he's done. He's 47 years old. And you mentioned the run at NC State and now here at Arizona State. I think he's here for a while.
Yes.
There's some of the coaches that have coached for him.
That list is unbelievable when you mentioned Terry, he's only 47.
Yeah. Jaron Shipp off balance, off the glass and in. 3-point lead. Right back out to his Powell for the dunk, and that's the 2nd time they have beaten Arizona State for an easy dunk.
Look at Hardy right there. Long arms, they are relentless, Terry. They do not stop their pursuit of the basketball.
Smith gets it back. The senior's going to bring it back out and set up the offense.
Oh, boy, these guys, they may not look pretty, but I am applauding their effort.
Hardy between the legs. The Russell pop as they swing it. And a 3 seconds called on Glenn Powell away from the ball. So a 1-point lead for Arizona State. The opening round of the NIT here in Tempe. 30. A 1-point lead for Arizona State, and Jacksonville talked about Herb Sendek and his coaching tree. Look at these names.
Hey, and those are some very good coaches. Jim Christian at Texas Christian will have that program on the move here very soon. You know what Ron Hunter's been able to do. Sean Miller, of course, at Arizona. Thad Matta, that goes without saying. I mean, that's a great tree for someone that young.
Yep.
And it's a surprise that he was let go at NC State to a lot of people. 5 straight tournament appearances. So there's a few blue blood programs that would love to have that string right now that have been broken here this year.
Derek Glasser lets it fly from Abbott. He can't buy it. Dolphins on the run again. Only credited so far with 2 fast break points. I think that's a mistake, or at least they're not counting some fast break little jumpers.
I agree.
They've been able to get out and run.
I agree.
Howell the miss. Here comes Glasser. Mentioned he was going to walk on to USC. Derek Glasser, now a senior from Marina Del Rey, California. Kevin Kruger was here. His dad went to UNLV. He transferred to UNLV. It opened up a spot, and what a career it's been for Glasser.
Yeah, that's testament to hard work. And, his dad is the founder of 7 Genes. So Derek Glasser might have some problems, but money ain't one of them.
Or jeans.
Or jeans. There you go.
McMillan stepped on the baseline, goes back to the Dolphins.
But that just shows, Terry, that that's a young man that didn't rest on his, his pedigree. He got in here and worked on his game. He's a high school teammate of James Harden at Artesian, I believe. And
Artesia High School, yep.
Artesia High School. And so he's been around big-time players and really worked on his craft, and he's had a great career here.
All-time leader in assists, in games played, and free throws. The foul's going to go against Jacksonville. And Will Alston. That's his first.
That's a tough call there. Trying to establish himself on the offensive end. And that's a hard post-up. I didn't see enough contact to warrant a call.
7th team foul on Jacksonville, so Arizona State shooting for the next couple of minutes. Abbott, who was good early, now the offensive foul. Hardy forces the issue inside and gives the Dolphins a 1-point lead.
Hardy, Terry, is one of those players you hate to see coming, but boy, you want him on your team.
What do you mean?
Well, a guy like Kenny Battle, who I played with, could stay up all night and come out and run you for 40 minutes.
Rahard Kuksic from Latvia, number 5 on the all-time list in terms of threes at Arizona State. And they will shoot some threes.
And those threes can be contagious.
Hardy to Colbert underneath, reverse won't go. Alston, another offensive rebound. Double team, contact, no call. Probably pretty good no call.
Thought he was trying to draw the contact to draw the foul, you're saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just caring about the contact.
And he was way off balance, wasn't even faced up to the basket.
Arizona State has taken 712 threes coming into this game. Jacksonville 492. That's the difference between the two.
Don't be surprised if Cliff Warren gets a technical foul here before the half is up. He is livid with the officials. Not feeling real good about what's going on with his team right now, the officials.
Travis Kahn, by the way, just picked up his 3rd foul for Jacksonville. So they're in the bonus. Abbott, 77% free throw shooter.
Arizona State finding themselves in a dogfight here in the first half. Behind Ty Abbott had a comfortable lead, but the relentlessness of the Dolphins, they just keep coming.
But do you have some sense that Arizona State has not played as well as they can, and yet they lead by 4, and Jacksonville has and trails by 4?
Well, there is some legitimacy to that, Terry, but also Jacksonville's missed some pretty good shots on their own. They've had some pretty good opportunities that they haven't converted on, so I think it's a little bit of both.
Crowd on its feet here in Wells Fargo Arena. And remember, the students aren't here. They're on spring break. They're making some noise right now, though. Those who are.
And it's a nice turnout for the students not being around.
Smith, tough 3. Tipped up, kept alive. McMillan comes down with it. The outlet right to Cliff Warren, who's standing on the line. Crowd saying, hey, look, he's on the court.
Yeah. He looked like he might have got away with one there.
You know, Cliff still likes to shoot it. He plays still. He played the ABA, played at Mount St. Mary's. He's out on the floor.
Got away with one. A little break.
5 seconds. Smith trying to create. Ben bumping with McMillan. Good defense. Tough shot, and that'll do it here in the first half. Good first half. Entertaining first half.
Yeah, Jacksonville really brought the effort, but Ty Abbott has been stellar.
So there are the numbers on Smith. Just 3 points to struggle for him. Abbott a good start to the game in the first 8 minutes or so. And Arizona State with the halftime lead, 28-24 over. Cliff Warren still working the officials as we open up the second half of play. Arizona State's basketball, Jamel McMillan gives it off to Derek Lasser. Arizona State in the NIT for the second time in 3 years. Lost to Florida back in 2008 after winning a couple of games. This is the 11th time overall that they have played in the NIT.
Jacksonville trying to do a little bit of a zone matchup. It looks like a man, but they're switching.
Boateng inside out. Kuksik, the three-point shooter, misses. And the rebound hauled in by Will Alston. Remember, Alston, the tallest starter for Jacksonville at 6'7". Boateng 6'10". They can bring Petit off the bench, and did in the first half. He's a 7-footer from Russia.
Jacksonville doesn't have in size. They definitely have in heart.
Kahn threw it right to Boateng. Arizona State with a good start to this game and allowed Jacksonville back in it. Rahards Kuksik, the junior from Riga, Latvia, puts 3 on the board.
And see, Terry, it's interesting. Arizona State really not known as a fast-breaking team, but when they take early opportunities like that, it's the same result.
Aaron Hardy finds a little seam behind the zone and makes it a 5-point game again.
Boy, Aaron Hardy. The Sun Devils will be thinking about him tonight.
Good look. Down to Abbott from Kuksik. Not exactly an alley-oop, but delivered it in just the right spot.
Well, you knew that Herb Sendek at halftime was going to make some adjustments. Take a look at what was going on and find a way to crack some of this pressure of Jacksonville.
Well, Smith looks to be laboring on every shot right now. Glasser is fouled from behind. And they got Hardy. That's his first.
A nice job of looking over the top of the defense. And so now that one pass, it gives them a 3-on-1 opportunity. And no pursuit can overcome that advantage.
3 straight 20-win seasons for Herb Sendek. They're 22-10 this year, and the second most wins for a third-year head coach that they've seen here in Tempe. Glasser with the free throws, an 87% free throw shooter.
Well, Pac-10 Coach of the Year, which by some measure people think it wasn't that much, but he lost James Harden, lottery pick, Jeff Pendergraft, a pro with the Portland Trailblazers. You lose 2 pros off of a team that really is not that deep. They might go 7 or 8 last year, and to come back and win 22 games this year, well-deserving accolade for Herb Sendek.
Yeah, remember last year they were 25-10, went to the NCAA tournament and lost in the second round to Syracuse. Out of bounds, and they'll call the foul on Jacksonville. And that's the second on Lehman Colbert. High school valedictorian, Herb Sendek. I have Penn Hills High School. Pittsburgh guy.
to understand that prowess he has on the offensive end, just known as one of the better offensive teachers in the game.
No longer playing that Princeton offense, though. And much more of the motion. Taken away in the corner. Colbert, and the blocking foul called against Arizona State. McMillan got there late.
See why Aaron Hardy is so valuable to this ball club. He gets you multiple opportunities. This is his third steal of the game. You rarely see that, Terry. The person on the ball come up with the steal. Good job of finding Colbert.
Colbert 65% from the line on the year. Came in with 1,437 points and needed 67 to catch a guy you played with, D. Brown.
Oh, man. You're talking about an athlete. Played center in college and converted himself to a guard at the NBA level. That's extremely hard to do.
Second team All-Atlantic Sun, Colbert this year. Abbott to work. Gives it off to Boateng for the dunk.
See Arizona State concentrating now on busting the press with an attack on the rim. Not selling for quick three.
Walking violation. Hardy picked up the pivot foot right in front of his coach. So just like the opening moments of the game, Arizona State off to a great start here in the second.
Glasser he accepts the double team, throws it over the top. Now they've got numbers. And then it's just a simple pass to Boateng on the backside.
Glasser around the screen. Boateng trying to post up. Hardy's just moving him out of the lane. Long three, a little bit too long. Glasser. And Jacksonville ball. And his dad, who's sitting about 4 feet from us, yells, "Come on, Derek."
Glasser need to get a heat checkup. He hasn't had that many opportunities this evening. Only his third attempt from the field.
Smith again with a miss, but followed up and in by Lehman Colbert.
This is reminiscent of the first half, Terry.
Yeah, they continue to do work on the offensive glass.
Arizona State gets out quickly.
Boateng, the big step, a little too big. Walking violation against the big man. You gotta believe Herb Sendek's here for a while. They've just built a brand new practice facility right next door. And you go around the league, they say it rivals anything in the NBA. Inside to Smith, pulls up at the free throw line. He's not gonna miss that one.
No, and they're patient once again against the zone. Cliff Warren talked about his team getting paint touches. They needed to get the ball inside the zone and not settle for three-point shots.
Smith just 2 of 11. Deep three and a quick one from Abbott, cleared by the Dolphins. Here comes Smith on the run. Trying to set up Edwards. Colbert knocked away and taken away by Kucic. Jamel McMillan had plenty of time to spot up for the three ball.
Derek Glasser set that whole play up.
There are your brackets for the second round. The NIT, Mississippi State, North Carolina, NC State, and UAB. Arizona State trying to get to the second round against Jacksonville. Stephen doing a much better job in the second half of breaking the pressure.
You know what's happened, Terry? Derek Glasser has accepted the fact that he's not going to score that often, but he's going to accept the pressure. And once he can get it past that first level, Arizona State has numbers. Those two times in this last particular time, there's not pressure up front, but he collapses the defense with penetration. McMillan has to catch the cold. He's so open in the corner there.
At 10 turnovers, Arizona State did in the first half, just 2 so far in the second, and they've created 3 turnovers by Jacksonville. Smith, though, hit his last shot. We'll see if that gets him going a little bit in the second half.
Good job defensively by Arizona State cutting off the baseline.
Colbert, the pull-up in the lane. Good touch for a big man. He missed 4 games earlier this year with a leg injury. He's done great work in the last 21 games, averaging almost 8 rebounds per game. In fact, he and Smith have been terrific. That tandem is the first four-year senior tandem to have winning seasons every year at Jacksonville.
A lot of hard work, talented players, but a lot of hard work to overcome a program that definitely needed a shot in the arm.
And a double dribble called as Abbott was trying to beat the shot clock. Boateng off the bench to come in for the Sun Devils.
You know, Terry, I want to go back quickly to that second round that has been completed. Mississippi State, UNC, North Carolina State, and UAB. Take North Carolina out of that picture. You're looking at 3 NCAA teams, and for a coach's standpoint, that's why they're screaming for that expansion of the Big Dance from 64 to 96 teams.
You know, and everybody's got their own opinion. As Smith lets it fly, and Glasser fouled him. He just bailed him out. Derek caught him on the arm. And some calling for 4 more teams or 6 more teams, some to 96. And we can talk about it until we're blue in the face. If it's going to make money, they're going to do it.
You're exactly right. And I'm not in favor of it. I think it gives the NIT some pizzazz to have these type of programs in it. And that's what makes the Big Dance and the NIT special. It's just everybody can't get in.
And when they expanded it the last couple of times, it didn't kill the tournament. No, but it's gotten better and better. So we'll see. Smith the free throws. And Cliff Warren's club within 4 here in the second half. Well, you can look at, and we did, at the teams here, there are 8 teams who were ranked at one point during the season who are in the NIT. You know, very little difference between the teams, the top echelon teams here, and the last teams that made the NCAA.
I totally agree. We could swap out 5 or 6 of these teams for the Minnesota team that creeped in to the NCAA tournament. That's just one example.
Boateng the bucket makes it a 6-point game. Smith looking for a screen.
Rare time when Jacksonville hasn't moved the basketball effectively.
Richards threw it into traffic. Kucic starts the break for the Sun Devils. And look at a team like Illinois. 1 minute they're in, the next minute they're not in. It changed about 4 times in the span of a week. Kucic's another 3. That's what he does best. 38% on the year. He's got 11 points tonight. And a foul out on the perimeter against Arizona State.
Kucic is so hard to match up with, Terry. Typically, he plays the 4 position. So a power forward is going to be a little reluctant to come that far on the floor to challenge the shot. Richard, a very good weapon for Herb Sendek and his staff.
Hard's Kucic, 6'6", 210. He's got size, too. He can bring you out. Second foul on Jamel McMillan. 13 foul on Sun Devils. Walking violation as Colbert went to the lane.
And I'm assuming, I'm thinking Cliff Warren is telling Colbert, your foot speed is faster than Boateng. You don't need to mess around. Catch it and go.
Cliff, the 2-time Coach of the Year in the Atlantic Sun, 07, 09. Well, Hardy's making even the entry pass difficult, isn't he?
He sure is. Long arm. And Terry, this team, the reason I like them so much is they look like they understand this is a privilege, not a right. We've covered teams throughout the season, and sometimes they look disinterested.
Herb Sendek has told his club, get it to the big fella. Boateng, the last 2 buckets.
I like that. Boateng using his advantage. You want your big man to be aggressive. He's been doing that.
Dolphins swing it. Smith open for just a moment and knocks down the 3. Hasn't had a great shooting night, but it doesn't matter right now if he turns it on in the second half.
It does, and they need him to turn it on here. Khan not in the game currently. He brought quite a spark.
And Ben Smith just became the second all-time leading scorer, number 2 on that list at Jacksonville. Just passed Ronnie Murphy on the list.
What an accomplishment for a young man that's listed at 5'10", but on maybe a New York phone book, he's 5'10".
Kuksix just letting it go. Boy, that is fun. You know, when you're in that zone, you're feeling it, you're just spotting it up and saying, if they get it to me, I know this thing's going in.
And they're putting it around the horn quickly, meaning they're passing the ball on the perimeter. They're loading up the strong side and able to get Kuksix a wide open look.
Ben Smith just lost the contact and found it. They're looking for number 30 at the other end.
Nice pass by McMillan. Cross court. Kuksix really finding the seams in the defense.
He's got 83s on the year now. Yeah, there's the contact.
I'm surprised they don't have to sub him out to just keep the continuity of the game going, but that's Herb Sindick. That's what he's asking.
Yeah, Herb's calling the officials over now and saying, look, yeah, sub or call a timeout.
Yeah, he said it's not Obama over here getting a contact knocked out.
What?
Obama likes to play, filled out his bracket today. Maybe he gets a contact knocked out. He would be the only one to stop the game for it.
I understand. Okay.
Okay, he's like looking at me like a crazy.
He filled out his women's bracket too with Doris Burke there today at the White House.
Yeah, but you know he put Princeton pretty high up there.
Because it was fun. You did not advance Princeton. Not playing favorites.
Yeah, but he's got to pay for it when he goes home.
That's right. He's going to hear about it tonight, right? Smith. Boy, that's a tough shot. Had to pick it up, avoid one, had contact from another.
And typically, Terry, on that type of shot, a runner, people like to use the glass. He shot that without the glass. Ben Smith with some creativity.
Boateng couldn't handle it, rifled it right through his hands. So the Dolphins just hanging around here in the second.
Well, the senior from Dublin, Georgia, taking a lot of contact, but strong enough to finish at the bucket.
Challenged by Northeastern, but won by 2. Heels in Carmichael, not the Smith Center winning, and the Wolfpack winning a tight one. On the last possession they scored to win that, and the Red Raiders taking down Seton Hall. The winner of this one takes on Texas Tech in the next round.
Boy, you learn a lesson sometimes in a game like Texas Tech and Seton Hall. When you get hit on a controversial play, sometimes it sparks the opposing team. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful if you're playing and you try to get up under the skin of your opponent. How you do it may fuel the fire for them going on and winning in impressive fashion the way Texas Tech did tonight.
So all that underhanded stuff that you did at Illinois, it fired up the other Big Ten teams or not?
No, because they were scared of me. So,
I see.
Yeah,
I'm the enforcer.
I put fear in the hearts of my opponents.
Underneath the Hardy. There's only 3 on the shot clock in the foul against the Sun Devils. Pretty good patience by the Dolphins that time on the possession. And McMillan just picked up his 3rd on that reach.
Well, I watched McMillan, the way he walks and moves. Jamel resembles his father very much in his body language.
I can see it. He goes about 6'2". His dad's 6'5". So it got the height advantage and allowed Nate to do a lot more than Jamel does. Jamel, by the way, wants to be a general manager at some point. Certainly has the pedigree.
Yes, he does. And we saw him working out in practice today and certainly has the work ethic. Gets after it. Broad shoulders.
Nate McMillan has become one of the better coaches through the years in the NBA.
You and I had the pleasure of talking to Kevin Pritchard, front office of Portland Trailblazers, said he calls it like it is.
Yep.
Doesn't say a whole lot. But when he talks, people listen.
There's his son underneath. He'll go to the free throw line. Jamel was just fouled in the act. Yeah, Nate is kind of a quiet guy, and when he does open his mouth and say something, it has an effect.
Well, and one thing Jamel does similar to his father, he's got 6 rebounds from the guard position. Nate was an outstanding rebounding guard.
And could shoot it more and more as his career went on.
Well, he couldn't shoot at NC State because you shot all the ball.
I never let him shoot. Number 8 seed against the number 1 seed here. Wells Fargo Arena. Millen at the line. And buys it. It's been a pretty good one. Arizona State, good start to this game. Knocked down some threes early. Jacksonville forced some turnovers, came back in the first half, but a similar start to the second half, and now the Sun Devils up by double digits.
Critical juncture here for Jacksonville. See if they've got some comeback ability like we've seen a couple times this evening.
Kahn almost lost it. They keep possession. Smith in the corner. Russell Powell, shot clock at single digits. Smith has to take a look and go. Lets it fly. Way off. Another offensive rebound, though. Kahn races it down. Smith's the floater in the lane.
Boy, Terry, now you can see why he's the second leading scorer in Jacksonville history. But they got an uphill to climb.
Coop 6, another one. He's not even hesitating now. Not even taking a look at how far he is.
That kind of quick strike ability will make Cliff Warren wonder about staying in this pressure.
Good drive by Powell and the quick timeout taken. So Russell Powell has the answer. It's a 9-point lead for Arizona State. 9-point lead for Arizona State. One of the reasons is that they've only turned it over twice here in the second half against the pressure.
Well, they've done a good job of looking long. But Terry, if you're going to press, you have to pressure the basketball. Look at the defenders. McMillan can sit up and pick them apart. Long pass to Rashard Kucic, who's been hot here in the second half. That's not going to be effective if you cannot pressure the basketball.
And there are a number of different types of presses. You know, some are just trying to be token pressure and, you know, slow down a team. That's not what Jacksonville has done this whole game. They're trying to create turnovers, and if you're trying to create turnovers, you've got to pressure the basketball.
You got to pressure the basketball because you can't allow an open look like McMillan enjoyed that last possession.
Better pressure this time on Kucic. Rashard, who's been on fire from beyond the arc here in the second half.
With Warren changing it up a little bit. Now they pressured in a man-to-man set and dropped right back in man-to-man defense. So
Glasser behind the screen, looks for an opening. Out to Abbott, pulls up too strong. Abbott, the junior from Desert Vista High School, right here in Phoenix.
Terry, you talked about Abbott's improvement from one year to the next from the three-point line. Certain things that show you hard work, and he definitely put the work in the gym.
It's a mindset, too. I mean, you got to get to a level where your confidence is back after struggling like he did last year. And that's not easy. Taking a long time on this set. Shot clock down to 5. Smith swinging it. Far side, 1 on the shot clock. They don't realize it. Never knew. And he's bailed out. Nope, stepped on the baseline. Thought there was a foul for a moment. So did Cliff Warren.
Sometimes you see that from big men, but you cannot have that from your guards. You've got to be cognizant of the shot clock. Cliff Warren doing a good job of teaching there.
And honestly, the ball should have never gotten to Kahn on that side.
You're right. Ben Smith had an opportunity to create something with 5 seconds.
Sun Devils operate behind the line. Kucic along the baseline, the reverse. If that goes, they're all going to go tonight. Everything working for Rashard Kucic. In and out for Hardy, and guess who got the rebound?
Well, he is playing with some energy here in the second half.
You got 19 and 4 rebounds. He averages 12 points a game. 5-second count.
at 8:30.
You got MVPs like George Mikan, Lenny Wilkins, Walt Frazier, Clyde for Southern Illinois.
Yeah, great names in that tournament.
Back in '67, took him there. Ralph Sampson, Reggie Miller, MVPs. And you know at some point, Stephen, tonight, in the locker room, at least for the power conferences, the teams from those conferences that Smith misses, the conversation surrounded a trip to one of the world's great cities, playing in the world's most famous arena at the end.
Oh, everybody that plays basketball, you know about the Garden. And I've had the pleasure of playing in the Garden. There's no energy like it in any court that I've ever been on. And for the opportunity for these young men to play in that building and all the history that's taken place there, it's a great opportunity.
Ben Smith committed his first. Arizona State keeping the basketball as Abbott ran it down the backcourt. Kuksik had the three taken away by Hardy. Here's Boateng. Uses his body, backs in, and fades away on the jump hook.
Not real confident right there in that opportunity. And Jacksonville's not double teaming him, Terry, so he should really catch and try to be as aggressive as possible.
Colbert fades, tough shot. Hardy over the back, commits the foul. That's his second. How'd you do in the Garden, by the way?
Oh, man, I was with one of the worst Maverick teams ever. And we got smashed.
Didn't work?
No. Had the opportunity to play against a guy I consider a mentor, though, Derek Harper.
Yeah.
He's a great point guard out of University of Illinois. Had a chance to play with him, and he treated me like a wet food stamp, though.
Sure, you deserved it.
Oh, he treated me bad, man. I'm supposed to be his boy. He dogged me out.
Tipped out, stays here with 21 on the shot clock. Didn't play there in college?
No, didn't get an opportunity to play in the Garden during college, and but it was something playing there against the Knicks.
Five seconds called, could not get the ball in. And I think Cliff Warren kind of helped out with the call there.
Definitely helped, aiding and abetting on the sideline. And we talked about Cliff a little earlier, Terry. That's a young coach, so to be in a line for some of these opportunities that are opening up. I mean, I've been a little bit surprised. Central Florida, Charlotte loses Bobby Lukes. Iowa became open with Todd Licklider being let go. Ernie Kent
today, Oregon. Not that that was a shock. Powell inside, and the big fella operates the freshman from Deerfield Beach, Florida. He played at Fork Union. The bucket and the quick timeout. So it's a 9-point lead. And you're talking about that level. You know, Artis Gilmore was on with us earlier, and certainly one of the great names ever at Jacksonville and in NCAA basketball, college basketball in general. How about some of the smaller schools and the stars through the years?
I don't know if the regular fans in basketball really understand this list. Harold Arsenault, the show at Weber State, put up 40-plus on North Carolina in the tournament. Calvin Murphy was a dynamite player.
Great player in the NBA, yeah.
NBA. Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and James Fly Williams. Go ahead and say it, Terry.
Let's go, Pete. That was their call.
That's right.
Austin P.
So some great names from small colleges that had tremendous success.
He was a show in himself, wasn't he?
Oh, man. But, we have things go in trends. And the guards of Calvin Murphy, Nate Archibald, were diminutive guards who were just dominant in their day.
Abbott the miss. Colbert cleared it and is called for a walk. Cliff Warren's going to go nuts. He thought there was a foul.
When you see a guy go up and then he falls down, and you haven't seen that all evening, that might be an indication there's a little contact there. But Arizona State doing a good job of expanding this lead. And Jacksonville's not going to quit. We know that.
You got size on Kuksik now. Colbert guarding him at 6'6". plays taller than that with a long arm. Yep, they take it away. The block by Glenn Powell.
And that's definitely not his game.
Smith, as the whistle blows, away from the ball. And the call's going to go against Jacksonville. And I believe they got Powell.
Well, Ben Smith really struggling from the field, and I think, Terry, a little bit of that when you look at Ty Abbott at 6'3", and McMillan at 6'2". A little bit bigger guards, a little bit quicker and stronger than maybe Ben Smith is accustomed to seeing on a nightly basis.
Second foul on Powell. And the 16th foul on Jacksonville. So Arizona State shooting the rest of the way. Boateng, again, camping on that block. Taking his time. The spin and the foul on Powell. That's 3 on him. And he can't stop that.
No, he can't stop it. And they're not going to double team Boateng. So that time he was aggressive. He waited for the area to clear and went strong to the bucket.
Boateng, the grad student, got his degree already in global studies, 3.0 GPA, and working on his second degree now in business.
He's definitely taking advantage of his college experience, starting at Duke and then transferring. You mentioned Terry from London, England, so his degree is appropriate.
Yeah, didn't play much at Duke that first year. Transferred here after being a McDonald's High School All-American back in Delaware. So a 10-point lead for Arizona State. You got time if you're Jacksonville, but you got to start to press the issue a little bit. Edwards the miss. Colbert high into the air for the rebound, and the foul on Boateng.
Offensive rebounding has been the best offense that Jacksonville has enjoyed all season long. They're not going to quit here. It's down 10. They'll keep coming at Arizona State. Arizona State doing a good job here lately, Terry, of maintaining lead, getting better shots on the offensive end, not selling for that quick 3.
And you got to make your free throws down the stretch if you're going to come back. Kutzek set to check back in. Jaron Shipp goes to the bench.
You know, we've seen Herb Sendek's clubs here at Arizona State really get away with not a lot of height. They run a lot of 6'5", 6'7" guys in at the 4 position, but they're still able to be successful.
Second in the Pac-10 this year. They're 12-6 overall. Do you see the Pac-10 getting better anytime soon?
The whole thing is cyclical.
That's off the glass. He took it right off of there, so the goaltend called on Powell. We'll talk more about that. I want to pick your brain on that. Double-digit lead, 60-49. Arizona State under 4 to go here at Tempe. About a mile from here, Wells Fargo Arena. That's where the action usually is, but the student's not in session right now. It is spring break. How about the Pac-10? We were talking about that. Arizona out of the NCAA tournament. They were there for so many years.
Yeah, and you look at, these are the premier programs, not only in the Pac-10, but some of the premier programs in the country. And similar to North Carolina and the ACC, if your signature program is struggling, then the rest of your conference will suffer. And for the Pac-10 to have 2 signature programs struggling, it's really a down year.
But so much turnover in the Pac-10 too. Guys leaving early to go to the NBA.
Right. Coaching
changes. That's tough when you don't have that stability on the bench.
You're talking about Jared Bayless, Kevin Love, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Jared Bayless. And that's 5 or 6 I can name off the top of my head that would still be in this conference if they used up all their eligibility. This conference would look a lot different with all those players still here.
But here's the thing. Other places, that is a selling point. Come to our program, you can make the NBA and maybe make it quickly, and then there may be a down year after they leave, but then they get right back the next year. And that hasn't happened in the Pac-10. Abbott lets it fly with the shot clock running out, does not draw iron, And Boateng with the rebound is fouled with 1 second on the shot clock. Colbert the foul. And Boateng to the line.
Boateng taking a page out of the Dolphins playbook. Pursue the basketball on the glass. And Terry, we talk about the player exodus from the Pac-10. Let's talk about the coaches. Lute Olson, the Hall of Fame coach, leaves Arizona.
Yep.
Tim Floyd leaves USC. Mike Montgomery now back in, but switches schools. Tony Bennett from Washington State.
That's, I think, maybe even more of a telling fact. And Smith with the jumper makes it a 6-point game. They are not done yet with under 3 minutes left. Quick timeout taken. The winner of this game meets Texas Tech in the second round of the NIT. Memphis, St. John's, Mississippi, and Troy taking place tomorrow night. That Memphis St. John's game tomorrow night at 9 Eastern on ESPN 30.
But Terry, Arizona State, like they relaxed a little bit, giving Jacksonville some life.
Yeah, this one a long way from being over. Under 3 minutes, and there's the pressure. Dolphins know they can turn up the volume and create some turnovers.
Boy, when you have Aaron Hardy on the top of any pressure, you got to take care of the rock.
Powell trying to stop Boateng. There's contact, no call. Flasher gets inside. The floater, nope. Colbert clears it. Here come the Dolphins on the run. Lehman Colbert stopped back to the other star for them, Smith, as they swing it around. Hardy gives it off to Smith. Line drive jumper off the heel. High into the air for the rebound.
That's the second time Smith has been hit after a shot.
Smith will go to the line. The foul in the act of shooting.
Boy, to be conference preseason player of the year, he's not getting a lot of respect here on his three-point attempts.
Glasser the foul. Edwards giving them yet another chance on the offensive end. And that's how they stayed in this.
6'1", Chris Edwards fighting among the trees.
And Smith, 78% from the line, hits the first. Much different second half for Ben Smith. 2 for 2 from the line. And it's a 4-point game. Here comes the pressure again. And now Arizona State, when you break the pressure, you don't really want to go score. But that allows Jacksonville to put even more pressure on.
That's right. Now it's a very hard man-to-man. Glasser needs to be careful. He had a 5-second call a little earlier.
Kuksix, not this time. Big miss, and Colbert a big rebound. Hardy to Colbert, spots up, in and out. Kept alive, Boateng the rebound.
Oh, big-time rebound by Eric Boateng.
Kuksix ahead of the pack. There's the foul on Ben Smith. But credit Boateng with a huge rebound at this end.
Well, he hasn't been as effective as he would like to be on the offensive end, but when his team needed the biggest rebound of them all, thus far in the game, he wouldn't got it. Kuksix gets behind the defense, but not so sure Cliff Warren would want that shot by Colbert from 3.
Kuksix, an 87% free throw shooter. He doesn't miss many.
One shot.
Well, Arizona State electing to have everybody back defensively.
Jacksonville sub. They get Travis Kahn back into the game.
Kahn hit some big shots early. Trying to move Ben Smith off the basketball.
2-possession game. Down 6. Good switch by McMillan onto Smith. And now Glasser has it. The senior from Dublin, Georgia, trying to take another senior. Inside. Gets the roll and the bucket. 4-point game, and the timeout taken by Cliff Warren.
Well, he's got an uncanny ability, Ben Smith does, of getting inside the defense and creating some space.
And that's the final timeout.
165 pounds with a weight jacket on. Gets in the paint and does that little stop and bump that great scorers have the knack to do. Gets his shoulder around, stops, bumps Glasser, gets it up on the rim.
Yeah, Smith may weigh 165 pounds, but he plays heavier than that. But as you see right now, you know, Cliff Warren just took his final timeout. So there's 1:05 left, and he can't stop the clock with a timeout the rest of the way.
No, they're going to have to try and go for a steal in the front court. And if Arizona State gets the ball across half court, may look to foul quickly.
And pressure obviously up the court, which they've done the entire game. But Arizona State, on the other hand, do you take it if you have an easy one at the end? I mean, not a layup you're going to take, but a good look, or do you bring it back out?
Terry, I think you take the time off the clock if you can. You've got a very good free throw shooting team. As long as you take care of the basketball, they're going to have to foul you. And as long as you can make your free throws, they should be in good shape.
Arizona State in that double bonus. They'll shoot 2 the rest of the way. And Jacksonville will shoot 1 and 1 should they be fouled. So Herb Sendek trying to get the Sun Devils to the second round to take on Texas Tech.
Well, and when we talked to Herb Sendek in the shoot-around today, it wasn't coach speak. He was concerned about this Jacksonville team.
1:05 left here in Tempe. Kuksix, they don't want to foul him. Lost it. Smith took it away to Edwards. Powell. They swing it to Hardy, and the foul against the Sun Devils along the baseline. Wow. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Jacksonville.
The worst possible scenario just took place for Arizona State. Even though Kuksix gets the ball in the corner, that's the Coffin's corner. It's almost like he's trying to invite the double team. You've got a defensive player of the year and Aaron Hardy in the vicinity. You got to take care of the basketball.
They have gotten a little piece of the arm there. He got away with it. He misses the front end. They get it back. Edwards, another big rebound. Colbert trying to set up his fellow senior. Smith taking a lot of time here. McMillan keeps him in front of him on the reach, and he buries the jumper, fading away. It's a 2-point game. Here's the pressure again. And the foul. Jamel McMillan will go to the free throw line for 2.
McMillan, 53% free throw shooter. That's pretty good selection, but look at Smith. McMillan doing a good job defensively. Looked like he got a piece of his arm as well.
You see him pull his arms back. That means there's no foul on me, which means there is. McMillan, a 53% free throw shooter. That's it. Wow. Knocks down the first.
Boy, he didn't hesitate on that play. That looked good coming off his hands.
Four for 4 tonight. That's a big free throw. 4-point lead for the Sun Devils. Shot clock is off.
He's got to go quicker than this, though.
Smith lost it out of bounds. Arizona State basketball.
Well, good hands here. Right there, the help from Ty Abbott forces a turnover.
And now if you don't get the steal on the inbound, you got to foul right away. And they do. Edwards on the reach. McMillan will go back to the free throw line. Jamel perfect on the night, 4 of 4.
And that's concentration and confidence by McMillan. 53% on the year, Terry. His form is too good to shoot that poorly of a percentage from the line.
Still perfect.
Boy, and he's not hitting the rim either. Jacksonville's relied on Ben Smith solely in this situation.
First time he's looked like a 53% free throw shooter, but it's a 5-point lead. Now you really got to go quickly. Hardy underneath the bucket. They don't have a timeout, remember. Still a 3-point game. One possession game. They take it away. And the foul. Oh, my goodness. Why would you foul? McMillan came in and hit him hard.
Well, look at this. Smith comes up with the steal. Edwards protects the basketball and almost gets a 3-point play opportunity.
Edwards only a 47% free throw shooter. So if he makes both, they're still down by 1.
But remember how Kentucky got into overtime against Mississippi State. A missed free throw was scrambled, and they get a bucket at the end.
He does make both. They're down by 1. Still time to foul and get it back after a missed free throw. They foul Glasser quickly. He's very good from the free throw line. It's that number 1 in his career on the list here at Arizona State. A career 84% free throw shooter, even better this year.
Terry, do we credit Jacksonville's press, or do we have a little bit of fault with Arizona State in the way they got the ball in bounds? Very close to the baseline each time, allowing a simple double team.
A little bit of both. Even with 2 here, Jacksonville will be able to tie it with a 3.
That's why you want your seniors on the line.
And remember, no chance to call a timeout to set something up if you're Cliff Warren. In and out, they can win it. 2-point game, it comes down to this. Smith is going to take Glasser for 3. He got it! 1.9 on the clock. Jacksonville with the lead. The scramble, and that's it. What a finish here in Tempe. Jacksonville, the 8th seed, steals it on the road over Arizona State. Do you believe that? Herb Sendek does it.
What a close by Jacksonville. Down 10 with a little bit over 2 minutes left, and they never quit, Terry. Came up with timely steals. They even missed some free throw opportunities, but they still were relentless.
And they are stunned in Wells Fargo Arena. They don't know what to make of this. And Herb Sendek quickly to the locker room. Take you through that final possession again.
Well, Ben Smith, you think that maybe he's going to the hole, but they go for the win on the road. Over an outstretched hand defensively. What a big-time shot by Ben Smith. Nice screen by Colbert. Smith lines it up off the glass for the winner.
And what a second half for Ben Smith. He ends up with 26 points, 9 of 21. Remember how he struggled in the first half, didn't give up, kept shooting, carried them down the stretch, and hits the game winner. And that's still the reaction in this building. They're just standing here stunned. So Jacksonville will advance to take on Texas Tech in the second round of the NIT. Catch your breath and sigh. 67-66. Jacksonville with the win on the road over Arizona State, a team that tied for the regular season championship, 4-way tie in the Atlantic Sun, earned the right to play in the NIT for the second straight year. Last year they lost that opening round to Florida. Not this year. They come back, Cliff Warren's club able to steal one on the road after the miss by Glasser, 2-point lead, and Smith knocks down the 3 off the glass. The scramble at the end, and they're going to walk away a winner here in the desert. And Ben Smith, the senior, who got to number 2 on the all-time scoring list at Jacksonville with his effort tonight, past Ronnie Murphy, and already holds the steals record, free throws, assists, games, minutes, about everything else at Jacksonville. What a great career he's had, and it is not over yet. And right now, Stephen Bardo standing by with him.
All right, thanks, Terry. We've got Ben Smith with us. Take us through that last possession. You're down by 2.
We set a flat ball screen. Actually, I got a double flat ball screen from Lemon Coleman and Aaron Hardy, and I was feeling good, and he gave me enough room to get it off. And I'm a senior and the best player on this team, so if we was going to lose, I want to lose in my hands, and got a lucky bounce.
You guys represent the Atlantic Sun Conference. Is this kind of what we can expect to see from Jacksonville from here on out in the tournament?
Yes, sir. Whether we not making shots like we weren't doing in the first half, we're never going to quit. That's our slogan. Everything. That's what we say when we're down, when we're winning. We just want to leave it all on the floor. So even when it's not going good, you're going to get a lot of fight out of us.
Okay. Congratulations on a wonderful win. Good luck in the next round.
Appreciate it.
All right, Terry, back to you.
Hey, Steven, that's the understatement of the tournament so far. Get a lot of fight out of us. They never gave up. They were down double digits with a few minutes left, and they close on an 18-6 run in the last 4 minutes. Jacksonville winning by 1, 67-66. Wow, what a comeback. Ben Smith ends up with a game winner and 26 in the game on 9 of 21 from the floor. 67-66, your final score. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Stephen Bardo and our crew, I'm Terry Gannon. What a wild